The better you can get at judging this trait in people that you work alongside and people that you hire, the better that you will see your company perform. So, this is one of the things that I wish I understood sooner. I wish that I was more clinical with. And one of the spaces that I encourage and implore you to develop when it comes to determining who are going to be the people within your organization that are going to help you charge forward headlong into the future, especially if you're in an organization that services, okay? Because the primary vehicle with services is generating sales through face-to-face engagements. And with that, that means culture and talent are the things that matter. And the proponent that sits underneath that, as I'm just discussing here with Temi, one of the team, because we've just had someone leave, is emotional resilience. It is a skill that you have to identify through people's behavior rather than ask people for. Okay, first of all, because everyone's going to say, yeah, I am emotionally resilient because people want to play the part. But you'll often see it within those who have self-doubt, worry, anxiety. Now, some of these things in proportion, all of us do have. It's not that I never have any anxiety. It's not that I never have any self-doubt, but it should not impact the way that you carry yourself within business. You should not impact the way that you carry yourself within the workplace, because what we've just have had happen to us is an account manager who is talented, she is determined, and she has decided to hand in her resignation because she's seen the not so sunny side of the business when there's direct feedback that she conflates with criticism and insults, which are not the same thing. So the better that you can get at identifying these people that have those challenges, the more successful you'll be in the team that you hire. And it's one of the things that it's better that you learn sooner rather than later. Now, some of the challenges that will come up with that are you are going to have to separate your own emotions because we build relationships with people and we get invested in people and we want to believe that people can do it. But you have to separate work family from family. And to a degree, depending upon your attitude and approach in life, you might actually see them on the same pendulum and say that, well, I will distance myself from those who aren't tough enough to walk the same path with me that I am walking. Because if you want to do things fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you go together. And success, especially if you want to have a distinguished level of success, it's tough. It's hard. That's why most people aren't prepared to walk the path. And one of the things that you need to have, another word for it is grit. You need to be gritty. And gritty is something that you measure by people's efficacy, by people's attitude, by people's approach. But one of the things that you'll discover is, well, how is someone when they get critical feedback, even where they worked hard, but they're told that their work is far lower than the standard that's acceptable, because then you discover who people really are. And what you'll find is in a lot of those situations, people just melt. So what you then need to do is number one, through the hiring process, of course, it still doesn't defeat the fact that it's worth asking the question, but have a rigorous hiring process that requires resilience to go through by virtue of the questions, by virtue of the process. Have an onboarding process that underlines the need for grittiness within your organization. And then when it comes to people being inserted into teams, everyone needs a quick gut check. You need to gut check the people that you work with by giving them constructive criticism, direct, fast, and early, to see how people respond to it. And if people flutter, if people second guess themselves, if people are worried, you have to make decisions as to whether that's going to be the right person for your company. Now, there's going to be a band of people here, of course, that say, well, that's not the right way to approach people and whatever. It's not about that, because again, I want to remind you, we're not talking about making personal character attacks, but we are talking about being direct. And at some point, at some level, you will need to communicate with people that that was not what I expected. That wasn't good enough. You need to improve if you want to make this work. So be clinical in those moments. The sooner you can identify that, the better that you will do in securing your own place and position within the company, because you need to have strong and firm and character-worthy people around you. And those who display the telltale signs, oh, I'm not sure, I'm worried, oh, I don't know what he'll say. How do you think he'll react? Oh, that wasn't what I was expecting. Oh, I feel really nervous. I don't know what to say. I needed some time to really think. You know what? That ruined my evening. The people that are unable to emotionally detach will ultimately impact your ability to succeed within a company. And that's something that I struggled with to begin with, because there's been multiple instances where I built relationships with people and I wanted them to win. I wanted them to do well, but the reality was that they weren't, from a character and grittiness and resilience perspective, a good fit for belonging at Pearl Lemon. Because if you watch my YouTube, you'll see there's a whole slew of motivational videos, but equally, what you see less of is those moments where I just have to tell people to sort their shit out, basically, but that will happen within any business. And at Pearl Lemon, if you're anything like us, we're fundamentally a sales organization. We are out there trying to deliver for clients, increase the volume of inquiries that we get, and then service those inquiries as they come in. And for those reasons, the work and our people need to be really damn good, because we are selling ourselves. So that's often what people don't fundamentally initially appreciate when it comes to service-based environments, because you're going to have clients that will tell you also that wasn't good enough, or you'll have clients that won't say anything and will just leave because I think, you know what, that person, that person, Karen, is dog shit. But I'm not going to say that, because I'm just gonna hang the phone up. I'm not going to continue. So be mindful of these things, and obviously, if you want to take the time to allow those people to develop that side of it, just know there are consequences that could impact the ability to service the clients whom you wish to grow. So beware of these people, look for grittiness, look for emotional resilience, be clinical when you determine that those around you that don't display that, listen for the language that they use, observe how they respond to constructive criticism, gut check them early on to just understand if they've got the emotional wherewithal to succeed in an environment where you live and die by the quality of the work that you do.